Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Rapid Chess here, and today we will look at the game between Plat from Czech Republic against Andrey Esipenko from Russia. So this is standings and pairings for tomorrow. Russia, Germany, Hungary, Azerbaijan, and Spain has 4 points, and France. Other players have lost a couple of, made a draw or lost, and quite surprisingly England just has 1 point. They lost to Norway without Magnus Carlsen, and they drew against Georgia, where Jobova beat Mickey Adams on first board, and Jobova is 2500 now, which I was surprised. Yeah, he had 2700 not so long ago, like maybe 3-4 years ago, and now he's 2500. So that's chess for you. Alright, so let's see the game. Actually, okay, I'll tell you that Esipenko won his game and he mated his opponent, so he allowed the mate, and on this another board, probably third or fourth, Artemiev also mated his Czech opponent. He also allowed this mate. So they don't worry too much, these guys, about getting mated. So Andrey plays black, knight f6, e6, knight c3. Many players prefer move their king knight out, and some players prefer knight c3. So knight c3 is tried to create to take the center with e4, and but I think now they prefer knight f3 mostly. But Wojtek played knight to c3, bishop b4. This is an Indo-Indian defense, pinning the knight, knight f3, and d5. So this is a transposition to Rogozin defense in Queen's Gambit declined, which is not Queen's Gambit declined because it's only now it's like kind of gambiting. Alright, so this knight is pinned, and this e4 square is taken by black pieces. The most popular now is queen a4 and knight to c6. I will show you one variation. Takes, bishop g5, g5, bishop d7, threatening actually to take here, and if white blunders, then knight takes e3, you happily take the bishop, and it's royal fork for all pieces. Yeah, so this is now the most popular move, queen to a4, but I think white hesitates to play it like that because knight c6 is developing move, and queen here is a bit too early. e3, castles, bishop d2. I see a lot of players do this, but I just if I don't know exactly that ancient plays like this, I would be surprised. Just it's aesthetically not correct. Yeah, I think Korchnoi once said that if the move is not aesthetically pleasing, then it can be good. But I just don't understand this bishop d2. I mean, London system is more aesthetically pleasing, and I think at some point this bishop here is much better, but so this is what ancients makes players do. b6, preparing developing a bishop, takes, bishop d3, bishop b7. a6, a bit mysterious move for me, obviously taking this b5 square, probably because after bishop to d6 there can be jump of knight, and if you move bishop somewhere to e7, then your c7 pawn is hanging, so that's probably what happened. And knight to e5. So I don't see other plan here. Ancient says that there is only one move, which kind of fights for advantage. This is called Pillsbury Knight, yeah, if you don't know. But in order to make it Pillsbury Knight, you have to play f4, which you will see in the game. And f4. So there is a problem here that this d4 pawn is not defended very well, yeah. And when black plays knight to c6, like now, the issue is that they attack the pawn, and it's not easy defended, yeah, because if you play something like knight to e7, then I think it's not like a concrete move, but there are a lot of ideas here, and this knight here, I don't know, it just defends the pawn and it blocks the queen, so black has more developing ideas. Yeah, they move rook just in the center, and easier to play with black. So when you're playing white, you want you know, to kind of press with your own play, yeah. So bishop e1, you want to move it somewhere behind this pawn chain. Takes, and he took here. So I check this variation. If pawn takes, then knight takes, h7, and after queen takes, bishop c5. Yeah, it's pinned with both pieces, and so that's why this pawn is actually attacked. Okay, so he took the knight and played bishop back. If it takes this way, then bishop b7. Yeah, and so what can we say about this position? The problem is this, first of all, this pawn on f4, it doesn't do anything. It actually interferes with white's play, yeah, and if you move it to f5, then this bishop on d3, the best piece by far, is blocked. So kind of, I like, everyone would take black's position here. But Andrey moved it to d7, and he took with the knight back. So if we take here, then rook e8, and I mean, these pieces are very well aligned between themselves, yeah. Bishop h4, for instance. Well, there are many moves, bishop e7, so just I think the worst is to allow this ruining the pawn structure, but definitely black is playing for a win. So knight d4, bishop c5. Again, when your opponent starts to create the small threats, yeah, concrete threats, then you can notice that your position is much worse, yeah, because it's extremely hard to create a small threat, and you cannot move this knight really, yeah, and you cannot, not really easy to defend this pawn. Knight e5, takes, bishop f5, bishop f1, b5, and I don't think that b5 was so much necessary. I think the c5 square might be handy, but it's controlled by the knight. I think he didn't want to allow something like b5 in order to, you know, free a little bit game for the bishop. Bishop e3, and in this position everyone would play something like rook e6, rook g6, maybe queen f6, and this all moves are excellent, but Andrey kind of I think found this remaneuvering, and it worked really good for him. Because this bishop here is, it by no means it's bad, but he decides to make it even stronger. So he plays knight to d6, places bishop to e5, which protects the c5, a4, defends the pawn once more, and now he plays with the rook. So now he prepares knight f5, and notice that bishop, knight, this rook is coming, the second rook is coming, and queen is also attacking, so it creates a devastating result. Knight f5, queen d2, allowing taking, but it's just it's also much better for black, but you can capture this bishop anytime you want, and that is why you don't want to do it immediately. Plays h5, h4, and rook g6. Now different threats are in the air. h3, and this g2 pawn is threatened. Queen e6. So here wants to maximize position of his pieces, and actually Ancient says that I checked this rook c6, kind of you want to change the gear, yeah, when you're losing, yeah, you want to have different material, but Ancient says that this position is totally winning. It's -6, like black has extra rook and the pawn, yeah, because there is only one open line, rook will infiltrate, and queen has basically nowhere to go. These bishops are totally blocked, so not the best move here for white. Queen e2, creating some discovery opportunities. Rook e6 and g3. Ancient says that it's a big blunder. I think h3 could be better, but I think he pretty much was tired of defense and opened up the game. Now there is this idea with mate on h1. Queen h4, using the spin. King h2, defending the bishop, and if you can think, you can play as Andrey. So he took the bishop. If you move the king, then it's mate in one move. So he took here. Rook h6. You cannot move back because bishop. The only legal move is king g6 and rook e to g6, checkmate. So Wojtek allowed this checkmate and conceded this game. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.